Kia ora, Graham Smith here, just talking about the assessment task for Section 1 of your NCALNE Voc qualification. So we're dealing with the New Zealand context here, and need to tell you exactly what you need to do to complete this assessment task. Make sure you've got your study guide handy and your assessment guide so that you can have a look at the templates and other information there. So here's our big picture of the qualification and of our process for embedding literacy and numeracy, and step 1 here to do with the New Zealand context. So that's what our focus is here. This particular task lays a foundation for the rest of the training and leads into the knowing the demands phase that you can see in the triangle in the center. So this is about context for adult literacy and numeracy in Aotearoa, New Zealand. And the question that you should be asking yourself and me is, what do you need to know? Well, there's a couple of things that you need to know in order to complete the first task. You need to know at least some basic background about some of the literacy and numeracy initiatives that are relevant to your learners. And in your report, we need to see at least 2, maybe 3, but at least 2. You need to be able to reproduce the 4 current definitions that we use in New Zealand for literacy and numeracy at the moment. These are on page 15 of your study guide. So one definition for literacy, another for numeracy, one definition for embedded literacy and numeracy, and then one for Māori literacy and numeracy. You also need to cover at least 2 reasons for the low levels of adult literacy and numeracy. In other words, why do we have this problem? And you need to cover at least 2 impacts of this, or 2 possible impacts of this. In other words, what effect is this having on our learners, on our communities, our organisations and our country? The section on reasons and impact is up to you to decide what particular focus you want to have, and that might relate specifically to the work that you do and the learners that you have. So we really like it if you can contextualise these answers to your particular organisation or your experience. Last thing there, you need to write about 2 resources that are relevant to your learners, and resources here can include physical resources or electronic resources, but they can also include specialist organisations like ALEC, for example, and people that you may have access to as a resource for supporting you in the job of strengthening your learners' literacy and numeracy. Okay, so what do you need to do? You need to write a 1,500 word report, and we have a planning sheet for this, which you will have a copy of if you've been part of our group training, or you can download it off the ALEC website. Make sure you refer to the Task 1 report template, which is in your assessment guide. 1,500 words is because there is a unit standard attached to this. It's an analytical report, and we need a minimum of 1,500 words. If you write a bit more than that, we're always happy to read it. We really like it when you discuss your work context. There's no better way of learning than kind of trying to relate new information like this to your particular context and things that you know. So please do that, and if you're unsure about any aspect of this task, send us an email or give us a call. Always happy to help you out. Kia ora, thank you.